Nothing.
Good.
Yeah, yeah. I slept in today.
That's an air quoted statement.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you didn't sleep in today?
I slept in until about 7:15.
Yeah, that's about when I slept in until.
Yep.
Yeah,
I was very proud of myself.
I am proud of you.
I was like, oh, that's like an hour something extra. Look at me.
Right? Look at you being all healthy, getting extra sleep in.
Yeah, it's too bad I went to bed after midnight.
Okay, that's. Yeah.
I didn't say it was a good sleep in. I just said I slept in.
I was in bed at like 10, I think.
Paige didn't get home till like 10:30 ish.
Gross.
Yeah,
Was it
because Hallmark closes at
just
10.
that open that long?
Yeah, they close at 10. So
Gross.
yeah.
They couldn't have been that busy, were
No,
they?
no, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, the mall was busy, but like Hallmark doesn't really do much for Black Friday.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that Hallmark is like extremely busy on Black Friday.
No. She said it started dying around 5 ish.
Good.
So, you know.
You just skate through the rest of the day.
Mm hmm.
I mean, that's what I did. Basically, yesterday I worked. And, you know, just fixed computers. Basically, there was only me, one other repair agent, our senior, and our manager. Oh, and another senior on the repair side of things. And that was it for the night shift. Yep.
Don't have to worry about all those customers, you know.
Nope. Not at all. So just kind of slowly fixed stuff.
Slowly fix stuff.
Yep. They did a drawing. They started doing drawings up until Christmas now. If you show up for your shift on time and stay pretty much the whole shift, you get your name put into a drawing, and then if you win, you get to do another drawing and see what prize you win. I did not win yet last night.
Boo.
Yeah,
Bunch of horse shit.
but at least there's like another 15, yeah, like 15 chances because it'll be done every day up until Christmas.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, looking to win something. That's where I got my TV and my Xbox last year from.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah. They have TVs and stuff this year,
Mm-hmm.
but I really don't need another TV in my house.
Don't need another TV.
Or an air fryer or a blender or what else was there? Air fryer, blender, espresso machine.
You don't want an espresso machine, Joe?
I have no counter space
Oh, okay. That's
for
fair.
an espresso machine. I'm not saying it wouldn't be cool, but I have no counter space for one. So the only things there that are like, yeah, you know, I could take are Beats Studio Buds, or I think it's a small JBL speaker, like Bluetooth speaker.
That's fair.
Yeah. And the only reason why I would take the Buds is because my AirPods, you know, once you drop them, they start crackling, and it's like annoying.
Do you
I hate
try
that. They
not
work
dropping
for
them?
so long. They work well for so long. You drop them once, and then something gets knocked loose, and now they're just crackling. It's like, God damn it, guys! Can't you just glue things together better?
They wanted to lower the weight, so they said less glue.
Speaking of audio stuff, I've been meaning to ask you: have you ever heard of the company called Audeze? Audeze?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God! Go look them up.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's a relatively small company. They make headphones, like over-the-ear headphones, and also some in-ear headphones. Magnetic planar drivers, and their high-end model, ESL,
Really?
electrostatic drivers.
Really?
They look gorgeous. Best Buy actually started selling. I only found out about it because they just came out with a gamer. Well, they've had a quote unquote gamer version of some of their headphones, but they just came out with one that Best Buy actually sells. You might like it because it's purple. It's violet.
Oh yeah.
It's aimed at gamers, and they're only like those ones are like $300. It's like the cheapest version of their headphones. Their next one up is like $800. That's also a gamer style one, but it's much more home theatery audio looking. But they're also, the difference between the two is the first one is closed back and the second one is an open back headphone. But then from there, it just gets ridiculously fucking expensive. They're like over $1,000. The ESLs are like $4,000 headphones.
How do you spell it?
AUDEZE. I really like. Supposedly they sound really good. LTD did a review of the gaming ones a couple days ago, and the sound profile of it. You know how you always see like this is what a typical sound profile should aim for.
Yeah.
Was like damn near just on it for the whole entire sound profile. And I kind of want these headphones. I'd want the open back version of them because that's the next set of headphones I wanted, were like a Sennheiser open back. But these things look gorgeous.
They look very old school.
They do, right? So it's if I could afford a pair, it would be, I think it's the LCD GX.
They have in-ears too, huh? That's weird.
And that was the other thing. They have in-ear versions.
That's wild.
Right?
Origin series, reference series, series, flagship series. Let's see here.
The one that I was talking about, I don't remember what model it is. Let me see if I can find the model real quick. The Maxwell is the one that Best Buy sells, but for some reason, we don't sell. We sell a violet version. Like, they don't show the violet version here on their store. They just show a black version, which is a PlayStation and Xbox version. Basically, there's a slight price difference between the two. The PlayStation version is $300, where the Xbox version is $330. But that's because the Xbox version supports Dolby, Dolby headphone? Dolby Atmos.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas the PlayStation version doesn't. So that's why it's like $30 more. But they're ridiculous specs on these things.
Yeah, it looks
they
like...
boast like 80-hour battery life and Bluetooth. I think the Bluetooth is even the newest Bluetooth out there, which is 5.3.
Something like that, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, first-in-class Bluetooth 5.3 LE, audio LC3 Plus and LDAC. Embedded Dolby Atmos, like 80-plus hours of battery life. It has, like, 3 different ways of hooking it up. You could do USB-C, which means you can hook it up to your PC, if I recall right. You can do 3.5 millimeter audio, and there was one, and Bluetooth, of course, as well. And then it comes with like its own, you can either use Bluetooth or it comes with its own like proprietary little Wi-Fi adapter that you can plug into your computer to be able to get like the best audio that you can, instead of, you know, relying on shitty Bluetooth. The microphone, from what they tested and showed, sounded really good as well.
Interesting. I'll have to check them out. Acoustic Designs in Scottsdale actually carries their stuff, apparently.
Yeah, I was wondering, because I know that sometimes Magnolia stuff doesn't get fully listed on Best Buy's website. I was wondering if Magnolia actually sold these things.
I'm gonna have to
Get
reach
with
out
your
to my
contacts.
peoples and be like, yo,
Yes, because if I could get a set of the, like the other ones are probably way too expensive. If Magnolia sold like the reference series or something like that, or even the ESL series, the CRBN, which I believe the CRBN stands for carbon. Uh,
nanotube.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
carbon
a
nanotube. So that's what the actual diaphragm is made out of.
yeah. I'm reading about it right
Uh,
now.
and that's the electrostatic version. So that's like a small version of the Martin Logans. Are $4,500.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, so that'd be really cool. But it'd be cool to see if Magnolia actually sold these, uh, and see what you can get. We could get as a discount even on the LCD GXs, which are the higher end open back gaming headphones. Those are the ones I would want.
Jesus.
Right? I'm surprised. Well, I didn't know about these until that review, but I'm surprised you didn't, because these are like right up your alley.
Yeah, I'm not really. I don't ever get into this anymore. I don't ever see this shit. What the fuck? That's crazy. I was reading some of the um efficiency ratings.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the LCD MX4, the LCD X, and the LCD 4Z can reach 130 decibels
Yeah, that's ridiculous, right?
for a fucking pair of headphones, dude.
Mm-hmm. My only question about something like that, and I haven't quite fully looked into it, is do you have to have for stuff like that? Do you have to have like some sort of headphone amp to really drive them, or can you get those types of levels just like plugging them into your computer and just running them? I imagine that you'd probably have to have some sort of amplifier to really drive them.
I'm trying to see if it says anything in here. Wow, I'll have to look into it more and see because it's a lot of shit in here. They talk about the nanotube.
I love that they come in a hard case too, like actual legit like Pelican hard case. At least the LCD4, their high end stuff does. I don't know if their gaming stuff does.
Joe, they have a Black Friday sale going on.
Yeah, I saw that, and it's like it's only what was it? Only off of their B stock items. Let's go there.
So LCD fives, the carbon nanotube one electrostatics are on sale.
Okay, so there are actually a couple more. Like a couple days ago, they only had the CRBN and I think one of the LCDXs on here. But yeah, like the CRBN electrostatics are half off, which is cool, but it's still $2,500. So actually a little bit less than half off.
The ones I would say would be considered a price you could actually afford are sold out. The LCD XCs,
Yeah.
which is weird because they did two different versions of it. One with a premium case and the other one with a standard case, and they were both $7.99.
Yeah.
But they sold out, so
Good for them.
good for them.
I like how the other thing that they have on here is a Bluetooth conference speaker. It's like,
Yeah.
you can't just make a regular speaker. Like, I'd buy the hell out of that. Give me just like a regular speaker that uses this technology. Would be awesome. Let me see if Best Buy even, because last time I looked, Best Buy didn't have the Odysseys in stock. 'Cause I think they're brand new. Those purple ones.
There's an app for the headphones, for the gaming headphones.
Yeah, reviews have said that it's not very good. It's an equalizer. Like the headphones are great, but stupid. What do you mean you can't find this?
Gone.
Seriously, right? Like I just saw them a couple days ago on Best Buy's website.
Sure you did, Joe.
But yeah, that the headphones are great, but the app is very basic and not the greatest. So you could just use some other app to do an equalizer on it. I don't see them on here anymore. That's so fucking weird. Were they put up by accident?
Or they sold out so much that they can't put them on there anymore.
Yeah, that's weird. Like it was sold out when I saw it a couple days ago. So maybe they put them up too early and pulled the listing.
Maybe.
Or just because I doubt that if they sold out that they would take down the listing. But yeah, we got them. So they retailed for those ones retailed for $330, and I think we got them for like $250 or something like that. Not a great discount, but yeah. Anyway, I thought you'd really enjoy those.
I'll have to look more into those for sure.
Because I know you were at least a while ago looking to get a new pair of headphones.
Paige got me the HyperX.
The Cloud, HyperX Cloud or something.
It's the Tim the Tatman version. I can't remember which ones they are.
Which one it is? Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's from HyperX.
Yeah, they're wired, but they are fucking outstanding. I don't say that just because she bought them for me. They were, she knows I'm a big Tim the Tatman fan. But yeah, they are stupendous. They're super lightweight, which I didn't think they were because they're made of metal, but it's like aluminum, so it's like obviously light.
Yeah.
But they're way more comfortable than my the fuck pair did I have before?
The Vimodas. Those broke.
Yeah. No, the ones what did I have before?
What did you have in between Vimodas and now?
I can see in my brain, but what is that brand?
What does it look like?
Well, I'd show you, but it's in the other room.
Well, I know. If you wouldn't grabbed it, you would actually know what it is, too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, do you remember what the logo was at all?
Yeah, it's the one we sell all the time. I'm spacing on the name right now for some reason.
Beach?
No. It's the Astros.
The Astro A50s or the Astro A40s?
Yeah, one of those
ones, yeah. A20s.
Yeah, we got... I bought them a bunch. I bought them when I was at Camelback still. We had that accommodation.
Probably the A50s, I think it was that accommodation. Those are supposed to be pretty good headphones, too.
They were really nice. The only thing I didn't like about them is the ear cup was so well designed that my ears would sweat after a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have, no breathing. They do such a good job of, sealing off, and they were great. And I thought the V-Modas are excellent headphones until one ear cup just stops working, and then for some reason that also includes Bluetooth. And they were very lightweight. I liked them a lot. They compacted pretty well.
Wearing them right now. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean they're excellent headphones, and I loved them. And I was gonna buy more, but 2 bad pairs in a row just kind of soured my taste for them.
Which is weird because you've had 2 bad pairs, and I've had just really good ones.
Yeah,
but I mean, at the same time, you probably wear them a lot more than I do.
Yeah, I wear headphones all the time. But yeah, the nice thing about it is they replaced the first set, but the second one was 3 days out of warranty, and they wouldn't do anything about it. So I was like, that's cool. I didn't spend a lot of money on these, but I'll get different ones. And then I saw the accommodations for the Astros, and I was like, oh, I'll get these. And then Paige got me the HyperXs, and they are real nice.
Nice.
Yeah. My ears sweat in general when I have headphones on, just because I'm a weird, sweaty person. But those ones, the audio, Jesus Christ, Cody, not the HyperX. The HyperX are nice.
Astros.
The Astros, though, I don't know why, but my ears sweat a whole lot when I'm playing video games and stuff.
The material that made out of, how, like you said, how breathable it is, how much the sealing with the cushions.
Yeah.
Like if it gets a good seal, obviously it's not breathing very well. That'd be the cool thing about having some open back stuff is like it actually, is open back.
Yep.
So you'd get a real good seal, but it's breathable.
Because they don't utilize the air space inside for audio. Because electrostatics don't need it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I highly suggest looking into it because they look freaking awesome.
I will be doing that later today.
Good.
So I saw an article last night that was posted actually on the 21st, and I can't find the actual article. I can only find people, or not many people talking about it, but so apparently they're making a live action Jetpack Joyride movie.
Okay.
And Jeremy Renner has been cast as Barry Steak Fries.
Somehow that fits.
I know, right? And
Yeah.
I was like, wait, that's perfect?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was like, what's this movie going to be about?
Right? That's the other question, though.
It's like, what the hell? Yeah, so. But Half Brick, the company who makes the game, posted a Twitter post from Discussing Films, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And then their post was citing Variety as source, but I couldn't find the article on Variety, so I don't know. I mean, it seems pretty ridiculous if, like, Half Brick posted something that wasn't real.
Right.
You know what I mean?
In November.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, that's weird, but also, what? Why? So I couldn't find out who was doing it, and I looked it up, and it's not listed like on anything on IMDb or Wikipedia for Jeremy Renner. Half Brick's articles everywhere don't say goddamn thing about it, because they don't even talk about anything other than the game. So I was like, interesting.
Indeed. That'd be really cool. Like, I don't know what it would be about. I guess there was a very loose story in the first one. Right? Was there a story in the first one?
Not really. The second one really did
The second one had the story, yeah.
Yeah, the first one is like Barry broke in and stole the prototype backpack, and
that was just a escape
type
thing.
Yeah, so but the second one was like he was going there to shut him down because of, I don't know, world domination things and making weapons, and I don't know, it was weird, very weird. But I was like, of all things, like, to make a movie on. I mean, there's still rumors they're trying to make a Candy Crush movie. So I mean, it's not too fucking far off, but it just seems weird.
I could see if you did that as like a Willy Wonka type movie.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
that
very,
would work.
Very strange. And I'm sure there's some kind of story behind Candy Crush, but
you could do Jetpack Joyride as kind of like a Mission Impossible type movie.
Yeah. I was just like, okay, sure.
Right?
Whatever, you do you, I guess.
Yeah. As long as it's a good, fun movie, I'm there.
Yeah, I mean,
and like you said, with Jeremy Renner playing Barry, I mean, somehow that just fits. And I do want to see him in like a suit with ripped off
sleeves. Yeah,
sleeves. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. The post that Half Brick put up, someone just like cruelly photoshopped Jeremy Renner's head on top of the animated body of Barry. And I was laughing. I was like, that's actually pretty funny.
Nice.
I was like, all right, well, I guess we'll see what happens.
Right.
Real strange.
Speaking of real strange, real quick.
All right.
I know you're a fan of the Foo Fighters. Are you a fan of Anthrax?
I mean, a little bit.
They're doing a collab, apparently.
Interesting.
there wasn't much more information on it, but apparently they posted some stuff on Instagram, I think it was,
Mm-hmm.
showing them together, and that what was it? I'm looking through the article. I think there was at least one track that they were doing together.
Huh.
Yeah, no official details released for Anthrax's new album. You have yet been confirmed, but fans have already growing excited at the idea of guest vocals from David Grohl or a contribution from the full band. And then they show the picture below of Grohl with Anthrax, not playing, just hanging out. But apparently it's a thing that's tracking as Foo-Thrax.
Foo-Thrax.
Yeah.
That sounds better than And Fighters.
And Fighters. Anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. I'm not a huge Anthrax fan, but I am a huge Foo Fighters fan. So it'd be really weird. He's like, Grohl has the ability to do like heavy metal stuff because he did that whole album for the Studio 666,
Yeah.
which actually was really good, like a really good metal album. Did you ever listen to it?
I listened to that
Did you ever
first
watch
song.
that movie?
I did, yes.
Okay. It's like this fantastically stupid movie.
Oh yeah, it's right up his alley for sure.
But the I didn't let you finish. Did you listen to the album?
No, I listened to that one song, the one that's in the credits for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to it outside of the credits of the movie. But that was about it.
No, go listen to the whole album. It's only like 6 songs long. It's not, it's more of a, what is that, an LP or an EP, rather than a full album.
Yeah, extended play versus a long play.
Yeah.
Is it under their stuff on Apple Music, or is it separated?
I think it's separated. But at least if I go to their page, it usually recommends other stuff. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, Dream Widow.
Oh,
Dream Widow.
Yeah, I just found
And it is. Oh no, it's 8 songs long, but I think that still qualifies only as an LP. I'm not, a technical person when it comes to this stuff. But I'd highly suggest listening to it. It's actually really good, like metal music by the Foo Fighters.
It's funny. It's 8 songs, but it's 43 minutes long, which is longer than some albums, just in general.
Oh yeah, the last song on here is 10 minutes and 20 seconds long.
To give you a reference, their newest album, Be Here, I can't talk apparently, But Here We Are, is 10 tracks and is 48 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
So the 8 tracks that are 43 minutes long is almost as long as their last studio album.
Mm-hmm.
What was Medicine at Midnight? How long was that one? It was only 9 tracks too. It's 37 minutes long, so busted those ones out. Concrete and Gold, 11 songs, 48 minutes long. So yeah, right in their wheelhouse of, hey, we made these the same length, but this one's metal. Apparently,
it's really good. In fact, I'm probably going to go listen to it later once we're done.
I didn't even look at it.
To it in a while.
What was the name of that song? Was it? I can't remember the name of the song that was in the credits, or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one it was. It's probably one of the ones that starred.
Probably has a name. I can't remember what the name was, but it has a name.
Fighters.
Is there anything else?
Beyond that, from Variety, Colin Farrell's The Penguin Max series to restart production after Thanksgiving.
Hell yeah. Everything's starting up again.
Right? Everything was on hold because of the SAG-AFTRA, the SAG
strike.
No, strike, there we go. It's like, it's not a protest, it's a strike. So that's going to start back up again. I don't think there was a date that they will have it finished by, at least listed in this article.
Not that I've seen.
Yeah. But still, can't wait for that to come out. And the only other thing I had saved here was basically old man screams at cloud type thing, where people are still talking about Martin Scorsese's dislike of superhero movies.
Yeah.
And let's see, he's quoted as saying, where is it? They present a danger to our culture because they are going to be generations now that think movies are only these. That's what movies are. Goes on to say that we have to fight. We have to then fight back stronger, and it's got to come from grassroots level. It's come from the filmmakers themselves, and you'll have the Safdie brothers, and you'll have Chris Nolan. You know what I mean, and hit them from all sides, and don't give up. Let's see what you got. Go out there and do it. Go reinvent. But the article was more of like, okay, he mentions Christopher Nolan. What's Christopher Nolan's take on this? Because Nolan has 3 of the best superhero movies out there. I mean, they're all Batman. They're all the Batman movies, but
not just
still.
that though, but not arguably, but factually, his career skyrocketed because of superhero movies.
Mm-hmm.
And he's produced almost all of the
Justice League movies.
The Justice League movies that started after his Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So throwing his name in there just means Martin Scorsese has no idea what he's fucking talking about.
Yeah, and that's I think Nolan puts it as a little bit more nuanced response. His response was basically there's always a balance in Hollywood between established titles that can assure a return in audience and give people more of what they want. That's always been a big part of the economics of Hollywood, and I have to agree. A lot of times you have more of the popcorn stuff that pulls people in. The Fast and Furious movies are not art at all, but it pulls in a lot of people. Superhero movies are not necessarily art, but it pulls in a lot of movies or people. And then you can, and he goes on to say, and it pays for a lot of other types of films to be made and distributed, but there's always need to be respect for the audience's desire for something new. That's one of the big thrills of going to the movies is, frankly, seeing a trailer for a movie you've never heard of, a type of movie you haven't seen. Healthy ecosystem in Hollywood is about a balance between the two things and always has been. So, I mean, what he's essentially sounds like he's saying is, yeah, you have these big, dumb movies that come out and make a shit ton of money. Well, they make a shit ton of money, and then a lot of that money can actually be put towards smaller movies that, wouldn't necessarily have gotten made because they're not going to pull in those big audiences with these smaller movies. So yeah, I'd have to agree with him. There is a balance that is struck. I mean, look at Oppenheimer. He just did Oppenheimer. It's a huge ass movie for him.
Yeah.
For anybody, it pulled in huge numbers. I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but it's not a superhero movie.
Yeah, Martin Scorsese makes movies his own way. That's fine, but the shit on other people's art is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I get it's not your bag. It's not what you're into. But saying that the audiences he's insulting audiences first off.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just mad because no one went and saw his fucking almost 4-hour long movie that really did not even catch my interest that much. I was like, oh, I'll watch this when it comes out on streaming. And it's an Apple movie, so it's going to be on Apple Plus anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
But wasn't it a bunch of years ago where he says, wasn't he saying some stuff about streaming is the worst thing that happened to movies because
yes. Because the movie isn't made to be watched on a 4-inch screen.
Yeah.
Essentially, he was bagging on about people watching movies on their phones and whatnot.
And so now he has a movie that was literally done by a phone company.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, makes sense.
Right.
I'm pretty sure your art is a dollar sign, sir.
To a certain extent, yeah. But even Nolan says it just feels like there's always a balance between everything. You have the stuff that draws people in because of it's a known property. People love it. Superhero movies and whatnot. Although even that's starting to decline right now.
Yeah.
But that pays for the ability for people to produce smaller stuff.
So ridiculous.
That's not going to make a whole lot of money.
Yeah, that's someone who just doesn't understand how he needs to understand how his words are formulated and probably think about who he's referencing and so those sort of things.
Right.
But yeah, that's why you don't really listen to, like, that's why, like, certain people shouldn't be allowed to talk in public. And he's definitely one of them because he said this shit so many times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's just shit on the fact that he hates streaming, but then again, like, streaming also helps to keep these movies relevant.
Yeah, I mean, you can't not do it. You can't move forward with it. I mean, it's like probably, like, I mean, if you looked it up, you'd probably find a quote about him saying something shitty about digital film too, and, like, you know, only using actual film, and he probably doesn't use that at all anymore. So I mean, you know, just a fucking bigot in his own right.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was fairly interesting that he's again railing against something that's pretty dumb.
Yeah. That man.
But that's all I had basically saved for this week.
Yeah. Have you watched any of the Scott Pilgrim stuff?
Oh, did that come out?
Yeah, it's on the Netflix.
No,
Okay.
I was actually going to ask you if you watched any of Monarch.
No, not yet.
First episode. Yeah, first episode.
I want to, but I've been waiting for a time where Paige is home so we can watch it.
Yeah, I've only gotten around to watch the first episode of. I think it was only the first episode. It might have been the first 2 episodes of Monarch. I still have to watch The Boys. I still have to finish watching Jack Ryan. Now I have to watch and Invincible came out, didn't it?
For episode 4 of season 2, part 1 just came out yesterday.
Yeah, so I haven't even started watching that. I watched the Adam Eve thing, and at that time they didn't have the new season out, so I haven't watched that. And there's something else I'm forgetting too. No, can't think of it. Yeah, so I'm very far behind on watching all this stuff. It just, like, all came out at once. It's like, I'm overwhelmed. I can't do this.
I'm shutting down.
Watch YouTube. Monarch, really well done. It's really cool how they, like, right away start tying things together into the movies. Like, right away you get John Goodman's character running through a forest. Like, I think he's filming himself, if I recall right, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, obviously it says it, if I recall right, it says it takes place, you know, back on Skull Island, because that's where he's from, is from Skull Island.
Yeah.
With King Kong. And he's being chased by something. It's like, oh my god, he's being chased by King Kong. He ends up on the edge of a cliff overhanging the ocean, and it turns out he's being chased by a ginormous fucking spider. So if you have arachnophobia, don't watch, like, the first 10 minutes of it. Because he's being chased by a giant fucking spider, and then he yeets a bag into the ocean, and you see Monarch written on it. And then a giant crab creature comes up from the rocks and starts fighting the spider. And it was like, this is awesome. That just sets the stage for the rest of the episode. Much like all Apple stuff. I don't know why Apple content seems to be so well shot and the audio seems to be so well done. Like, I don't get how other shows don't have this in it. Like, I don't get it. Like, how it's so well done. Every show that you watch on Apple TV Plus, like, and granted I haven't watched them all, is so well done. And I just do not understand how, like, Netflix and others can't do shows like this well done. I don't get it. But anyway, you get, what's fun is, like, it starts then jumping back and forth in time between, and I won't spoil any more, between more of, like, the present day or not present day. It actually takes place for the most part back in 2015, so just after the first Godzilla attack, I think it is, but before the second movie.
Okay.
And then it jumps back and forth between that and another time back in like the 1970s or something like that, with a little group of people trying to figure things out. So it jumps back and forth in time. You get they link the timelines together. There's a reason why they're showing things, and then by the end of the episode, you're like, oh, okay, I get it now. So they don't really dive too much into. They're starting to dive into the past of Monarch and how it came about and the original members of Monarch, and then tying it to the events of just after the first Godzilla attack. And Kurt Russell has yet to show up in the first episode. He doesn't show up in the first episode. Spoiler alert.
Well, now I'm not watching, so.
Well, no, you have to watch further in order to see where Kurt Russell shows up.
Nope.
Well, that's your loss. Anyway, it's really well done. It's really cool. It's almost nerve-wracking a little bit because they do flashbacks to the first Godzilla attack on San Francisco. You know, where he's coming up from the water and he hits the Golden Gate Bridge, and there's people just on the bridge, and one of your main characters is on the bridge with a school of children, and she's like having like just straight flashbacks because at this point in time they have got like literally Godzilla sirens, you know, and they do Godzilla drills because she ends up in Tokyo, Japan at one point in time, and so the sirens are going off. She's being ushered into a Godzilla bomb shelter, a Godzilla shelter at some point. She just starts having just numb flashbacks of like what happened to her on the bridge and whatnot. She starts freaking out. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is intense. You know, because the way they shoot it, like she's right there on the bridge, like looking up at Godzilla, and how terrifying that must be to see. But yeah, I highly suggest watching it. It's really good.
Well, I'm going to. It's just, I mean, you know, I love the MonsterVerse stuff, anyways. But what added more excitement about it is Matt Fraction is one of the creators, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, seeing that, I totally forgot about that, and seeing his name pop up in the end credits, I was like, oh shit, that's right. Matt Fraction was producing it.
Well, he created it. He created and wrote it. Yeah.
I was like, oh,
I think he's credited as a writer for the series too, I think.
Yeah.
Because him and Chris Black were the creators of it, which is wild to me, but you know, whatever, I'm down.
Right.
I know they're on 3 episodes are out now. Yeah.
That probably sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, just look that.
I watched the first episode last weekend.
Yeah. Does it? I wonder if it lists how many episodes are gonna be. Oh shit, 10. God damn. Holy shit.
The only question I don't remember is if it's just like a mini series or it's going to try to be an ongoing series.
I think it depends on the popularity of it.
Yeah, which I hope it's pretty popular because so far it's really good.
Yeah, so the last episode comes out January 12th. So yeah, they're on 3 episodes. Matt is listed at least credited for writing episode 9. But he co-created it with Chris Black. In association with Toho and Warner Brothers and Legendary, because there's so many people in there. Wildness. Yeah, so I'm super excited about it. The fact that Anders Holmes plays John Goodman as a young person made me laugh too.
Oh, I haven't even gotten that far. Like legit, it was John Goodman in the first scene of the first episode. Like,
yeah.
Unless they did some sort of. I doubt that they did some sort of face swap on him. I mean, they may have just because he's running and he's an older gentleman now,
Yeah.
so maybe he can't run very well. But it was legit John Goodman.
That's good. Yeah, no, there was a trailer that came out, I think right before the first episode, where they showed the flashbacks of everybody. So they showed the young versions of everybody, and they went from like the established actor, obviously, to the younger version, and it was talking about, like something like the past is. I don't remember what they were saying about it to basically show you that they're doing, but they were showing Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell. Then they were showing John Goodman, and they showed Anders Holmes, and I was like, Anders Holmes plays John Goodman? Okay, all right. I mean, John Goodman probably doesn't have a son who's an actor to play him, I guess, unlike the Kurt Russell does. So
yeah,
but yeah, I was like, oh shit, that's cool. But I laughed. I was like, Anders Holmes is. Every time I see him, I just think of him being a stoner slacker in an office building somewhere. So
yeah, right.
But it means, don't typecast him. Let him
Right.
spread his wings and peacock it up or whatever that they say.
Peacock it up.
I don't know if there's anything else I had. Dave Filoni's taking over creative control of Star Wars.
Like
All of it.
in general.
Yep, creative control. He's the creative director. He's got a title now, so him and one other person, are basically in charge of everything, and then they have only one other person to answer to, and that's Kathleen Kennedy. So much like how James Gunn and Peter Safran are basically running DC, but they answer to what's his face, whoever's in charge of Warner at this point. Which seems like a 6-year cycle of not being in charge anymore. But yeah, so like he's literally the head of creative for all of Star Wars right now. So we're probably gonna see a revolution in what's happening over there. Hopefully,
Okay.
But we'll see.
Be definitely interesting.
Yeah. That was about it. I watched. I finished Jack Ryan. I was going to say that earlier. I finished Jack Ryan season 4.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me very mad.
Why?
Because that's it for him. For John Krasinski's run as I'm not saying he won't show up as in Chavez's spinoff show, but we won't have John, or we won't have. So hard to say John and Jack Ryan same together. It makes no sense.
Right, because like
Krasinski's.
I've known people that are like, no, my name's John, but I go by Jack, and I'm just like, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
It's like your name is Richard, and you go by Dick. I still don't understand
how that is it.
etymologies of these nicknames go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Krasinski's John Ryan, his run in the as a show is done. In this last season was so good. I mean, they're all been really good. But this one was like, it's interesting because like, if you remember the first season, it kind of like, it was obviously abroad, away from the home area. But it stemmed back to like a senator here, blah, 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 all these different things, right? Or governor?
Mm-hmm.
Who is he? Senator, right?
I don't remember the first season very well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But like it's basically just like it leads up, and then like this one, when they reveal what's going on, I don't know. I'm not as well versed in the books as you are, because I haven't read a lot of them. I've only read a handful of them. But this one was more Patriot Games-ish in a way, but like not Patriot. And when you watch it, you'll understand what I mean by that. It wasn't a direct adaptation of Patriot Games, but it was very.
But it was somebody going after his family, but he doesn't really have a family.
Yeah.
In this one.
Yeah, you'll understand.
I guess that's where I can understand where you're saying like it could be part like Patriot Games, but if he doesn't have a family to go after, then like it's only like somebody's going after him and maybe his friends or something like that.
Yeah, so you like I said, you'll understand it. Like I said, like I've seen Patriot Games, obviously. I've read Patriot Games, obviously. because I've read most of the ones that are movies, as what it was my plan originally, because I wanted to see the source material and realize how far off the mark most of those are. It's like
They'd be boring. I mean, to be honest, they'd be a lot of those would be fairly boring movies if they did a straight adaptation.
oh yeah, there's a lot of fucking talking in those ones.
Yeah, they are. They are very much so spy novels.
Yeah.
First, espionage novels. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that, but I mean, it was really good. And it felt like it was a shorter season, but it was still 80 episodes, and I was like, well, this doesn't seem like 80 episodes. And the last episode's like an hour or something long, like an hour and 4 minutes, and I was like, not enough. But yeah, no, it was really good. I like the fact that they featured Chavez more in it too, which obviously helps because he's getting his own show.
Right.
But yeah, I know it was really fun. What else? And then last night you were at work, so I know you weren't chiming in too much with the whole Pacific Rim thing.
Yeah, because it was just a flurry of text messages, and I couldn't keep up, and I just gave up after a while. Like, I got home and was just like, I'm not doing this. Like, I even just before I went to bed, I was like, he had to have texted like, who's doing who's recording tomorrow, and I was just like, scroll. Oh, there it is. Like,
yeah, I was gonna send it
like,
again just in case, but yeah.
I was about to text someone summarize what just happened in the last 24 hours.
It was easy. So like weird way of getting to it. I'll tell you right now. So and this is I'll try to make this quick because I didn't explain this on the text because I know only you and I have watched this show. But I remembered that Carnival Row.
Oh my god, I love Carnival Row.
Season 2 is
that's
out.
another one. Okay, that's another one I still have to finish. I got halfway through the last season and I haven't finished it.
I haven't watched any of it. So I was like, oh, I'll check it out. And then I was like, for some reason, I was like, where's that from? And then I realized it was Amazon. It was Prime Video. But for some reason, I didn't think it was Prime Video. I thought it was something else for some reason. And I was like, why can't I find this? So I did the search for it. And it was weird because I don't even know if it'll do it again. So the dude who created Carnival Row wrote Pacific Rim.
The first one or the second one?
The first one.
The first one, okay.
With Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro.
And I was like, so when I looked it up, and I was like, Carnival Row, and it popped up, and it, like, on Amazon, it's like, you might also like, and it showed Pacific Rim. I was like, why the fuck would these two be linked?
Yeah, I didn't know that at all.
And so I clicked on it. I grabbed my phone, and I went to it, and I was like, why? And it turns out that's the reason why is because he's the one that wrote it. Okay. And I was like, oh. So then I was like, I went down that rabbit hole of, the second one was not great. Fun, but not great. Let's look at this one. And then like realized like none of anybody who was involved creatively was not involved other than the fact that Del Toro was a producer. Mm-hmm. Because it was his IP that he sold through many different places, including Legendary and Warner's or Universal. So then I found out more information, which I didn't share on there because I was already getting angry. So angry that I had to rewatch Pacific Rim, the first one, because I needed to make my mind okay. So I ended up rewatching it, and it's fantastic and normal. So it turns out that it's actually Warner Brothers' fault that we didn't get Del Toro's sequel. So they kept pushing it back because of certain things, which made it so he couldn't direct it.
Right, because I'm sure he wanted to direct this and then do other stuff.
Yeah, and he had a script idea ready. He was going to get ready to work on, but they just kept pushing things back. And then Legendary got bought out by, I can't remember the name of the Chinese company that bought them. Mm-hmm. Which they were super excited about it because the first one, much like any giant monster movie, did huge numbers in China. So like, we really want this other one. And so they were pushing for it, and they were battling with Universal about this. And then Del Toro's like, I got other stuff to do. I'll see you later. And he goes out and makes a fucking Oscar-winning movie. So, good on him.
Right.
And so he looked at it, and like the script for the second one went through 4 different writers.
Wow.
which explains a whole lot, but also went to Stephen DeKnight for directing, which was his first and only feature film directorial job, which is wild because the dude's been all over the place. I mean, he did the Daredevil show after Drew Goddard dropped off after the first one, first part of the first season or something. But I mean, he's done so many things, but it's like apparently I can't blame him for directing. It's not all his fault. It's just the fact that like there were so many hands in the cookie jar that I'm pretty sure that probably added to it, and the fact that it didn't have anybody involved creatively from the first one definitely hurt the second one, and the fact that like the only real people who came back were Charlie Day, Bern Gorman, I think was in it, right? I have to look up to see who was in it, and then Maki, I can't think of her name.
Yeah.
The actress's name. They were in it, but that was it. And obviously, some of the characters from the first one died, so they weren't going to be in it. But yeah, it was. I don't know. It was very weird. And then I got on this weird thing. It was like randomly, and then for some reason, that led to me watching The Gentleman, because I found out that Guy Richie is doing a Gentleman show for Netflix, which is a spinoff from the movie, which I don't know if you've ever watched The Gentleman.
No.
It's one of his best movies, if you ask me, because it's very lock, stock, and barrel.
Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah, it's very much that. It's very snatched in a way, but my favorite part about it is it's told as a pitch for a movie from a character that's in it.
Nice.
But he's yeah. But it's got an amazing cast in it. Matthew McConaughey, Hugh Grant, Colin Farrell, fucking Charlie Hunnam. I mean, he's got a bunch of people in it that are amazing, and it's just to like get to fucking just chew up scenery. Henry Golding's in it. Jeremy Strong is in it from Succession, if anybody knows who that is. I mean, it's just so good. I mean, but it's definitely it's a Guy Ritchie movie.
Which are good movies.
Yeah.
I like Guy Ritchie movies.
Yeah, and like I said last night, is like I just love when Hugh Grant just says "cunt" in his like Cockney accent. It's just so great. And his character in that is so good because it's just he's like this scumbag reporter, and it's just so much fun. But it's one of those like it's a Guy Ritchie whodunit, a la Snatch. Is like the best way you could do it. Well, almost like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels too. Lock, Stock, and That's
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
I for some reason, Nightmare Before Christmas. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. In a way, like obviously that one's a much smaller whodunit, and Snatch is a much bigger whodunit. But this one's very much like that. And it's so much fun to watch. It has to do with weed, so Mike loves it. But then I found out that he's doing a show on Netflix where he's producing. He wrote the pilot. He's directing the first 2 episodes, I think it said. And I was like, oh shit! And Vinnie Jones is coming back, and I was like, what? I love it.
Nice.
So yeah, I rewatched that, and of course Paige got home and she watched the last like 40-ish minutes and was completely lost. And she's like, oh, I'm just gonna be on TikTok. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll finish watching this and go to bed.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, it was a weird rabbit hole of like things that led to that. I don't even know like what led to. Well, I do know because I was like, oh, what's that new Guy Ritchie movie? And I couldn't remember what it was called. I know it had Jake Gyllenhaal in it, and I was like, what the fuck is it called? Because it says it's a weird name. It's The Covenant, by the way, if you don't know.
Okay. That witch movie?
What?
That witch movie?
No, that's a different one. So I was like, oh, I'll watch that, and then I saw The Gentleman, and I was like, man, I really want to watch this because I keep seeing clips of the scene with Colin Farrell where he's the young kids are trying to knife him, and he's fucking slaps the knives out of their hands and starts calling them cunts, which is just always fun to me. So I was like, I want to rewatch this, and then I was like, man, I really, and I looked into it, and I was like, that's when I found out he was making the show, and I was like, more text messages is not gonna make any sense to like one person in our group.
Nope. Yeah.
But yeah, so that was about it.
that's cool.
So, yep. All right. Well,
Yeah.
that's it for this week's episode of Comes Naturally. We have been
Joe.
I have been Cody, and as usual, you fuckers just came naturally.
Bye.